Hello ladies and gentlemen, so welcome in today's video lecture. So we are going to solve this problem. So it says write a program that checks two numbers either entered by the user and it puts the numbers in ascending order and then prints the output to the screen. So let's go to our dev C++ compiler. So we first type in our header file where we start by this hash or # hash include using IOStream, right? Yes. Using namespace std, then our main function, then I just write return 0. So we are going to use functions to solve this program. So what we have to do is void. We are going to write a function that does not retain anything. That's why we write void. So it void something. It should be written the name of the function. Let's say order. Yes. Then our argument will be for the tutorial sake, it should be int variable because we'll be using integers. Then int ampersand, then int ampersand num1, and another argument will be int ampersand num2. Yes, or let me just say number. Then put our curly brackets. So what the program should do is a user enters two numbers, right? Then the function should check whether the number entered, the first number is greater than the second number, or the second number is greater than the first number, and then it rearranges that. So it then rearranges that order into a ascending order. Okay, let's just write it. So we are going to use a control structure here, if statement. So if number 1 is greater than number 2, for example, let's say if, okay, let's write a comment here. For example, we'll be using number 1 is 10. If number 1 10 is greater than the number 2, which will be 5, right? The program should perform a single task. So since we are using several statements here, so we'll put this in braces. So I've typed the braces here, I've inserted the braces. So what will our program do here? So int temporary, that should be a temporary should be equals to num1. So what happened? Okay, num1. So this is what will happen if number 1 is greater than number 2, right? Then the program function is going to temporarily store the value of num1 into the into this temp variable. So our next code of line will be should be num2, then should be num1 is equals to 2. The meaning of this line of code I've written here is that our 5 will be given to num1. That means num1 have no value here, but the temp is storing the value of num1, which is 10 here, for example. So then what later happened is that num2 is going to act as num1 here. Is going to act as temporary. Yes. So num2, the value 10 which is stored in temporary is going to be assigned to num2. That's what our program will do. So let's go into our main function here. So in our main function we have to call upon we have to declare our function int order, int ampersand, right, and int ampersand. Okay, not forgetting our semicolon here. Then our next line will say int, should be int n or n, right? And okay, let me call it n1 and int n2. Then the program is going to print out enter the first number, then the user is going to enter the first number by writing cin n. That's the first number. On the second line, it's going to print out something to the screen. Enter the second number. Okay, let me try to align this thing. Yes, my case are here. Then cin, the user is going to enter number 2. Okay, then what our program is going to do, our program is going to print out something. It's going to print out the numbers, which means I should type in n. Okay, let me just say number 1, right? Yes, it's going to be represented by n1. Mind this mistake, n1. Then it is going to again print out number 2, which the user have entered number 2. Okay, I should put something like a next line here. Yes, so that our program will be clear and clean end line. Okay, so this program, first of all, we're not calling this function first. We just want to see whether our program is going to print out the exact figures that the user have entered. So our program is, let's name our program. It's a function program, right? That swap the numbers in order. So the program prints out that enter the first number. Our first number is 10, right? Then enter the second number. Our second number is what? Our second number is 5. So something happens here. Okay, I should have placed something like an equal sign on this. Okay, put a certain space. Let's rerun our program. First number is 10, second number is 5, and the program prints out the first number is 10, second number is 5, but there should be a next line here which we have forgotten. That's end line. Okay, let's run our program again. First is 10, then enter the second number, it's 5, then there is our the numbers. So now that the program have retained those values, we now need it to rearrange it in a correct order. So it's going to print out the correct ascending order. Then it goes next line should be a smaller letter. Then C out. Now that we know our function order, we want to call out our function in our main function. So that is, we're going to use our order. So order what? Order the first number and the second number 2. This function is going to call upon this whole function, right? It's going to call upon this whole function under this little statement, this small statement. So what this call is called a function call, which order each number of number. Okay, that's what it does. Then we need it to print out the numbers. So let me just copy this statement here. Let me just copy it here and paste it here. Then it happens. Okay, there it is in ascending order. Let's run our program. No, wait, yes, the first number, then the second number is 5, but then our program is going to print out the correct ascending order where number 1 is 5 and number 2 is 10. But then our program should look clean. That means that's what then we should put this piece of code next line. So let's print out and see the output. So whether the user enters 1 or 123, then the second number will be 9. It's going to print out correctly. But what happens when we print out in order, in the ascending order, the correct order? Let's say the user prints 10, then the second will be 234. Nothing happens. It's going to retain the values in that ascending order. So thank you for watching this video lecture. I hope I'll find you well and find you in the following video lecture. So remember to always practice these functions so that you'll be better as time goes on. And I promise to provide more video lectures so that you understand functions in an in-depth way. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video lecture.